Hey there, sunshine. Good morning, or wherever you're catching this in time. I do hope that this finds you well. This is not a daily insight, it's future insight. So wherever you're catching this in time, this might be going on in your immediate or now life, immediate future, or then, immediate, near, This might be coming up for you. Anyway, you're not jumping into anything foolhardily, but this is a massive chance that you are taking. But I really think that you have thought it out. I think that you're beautifully analytical. And let's see what else. I see the victory. I see that you're coming out on top. A lot of changes have to be made in your life, and it seems to go from 0 to 100, but it's necessary. So, that being said, we're going to kick this reading off. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the bell for notifications. Hope you subscribe. Hope you say hello. Let's see what's going on with you, because it is a mind over emotional matter. So let's see. Things have been going slow for you, but now I feel like it's speeding up, and you are being told to be like water. Channeling in Bruce Lee with that one. Actually, not his actual spirit, but just, quoting him. That's somebody I admire. Practice the same punch a million times. Perfect it. But also know when to use that punch, when to use the tools, because not every punch and not every tool is going to be necessary for a particular job. So, if all you use is a hammer, everything around you starts to look an awful lot like a nail. We need to work on different solutions, which I think why this is taking off so quickly. I think that you are going about this a different way. Geronimo. Lightning is striking the situation, and it is lighting everything up. The thing is, this is taking you out of stagnance and putting you onto a divine path, which it has already been there, but now it's time to have things get going. But I think that you're mistaking all of this being your action and having to get everything initiated rather than going along with spirit. I feel like you've done enough personal work with this, and spirit is saying, listen, take a back seat, just go with what I'm telling you. Sometimes you don't have time to meditate on a concept. When spirit tells you to go left, sometimes you just got to go left. Otherwise, you're going to run into a wall. Which I see that you listening to spirit in this is actually wonderful. It's incredible. And I do see that once you start to see the payoff, you will ease up and see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think that it's going to get your energy back. It starts to escalate to an impossible point, which is where the tower moment happens. And then it's a huge release. It's still intense, but there's a huge release. So, what is this involving? And again, your individual storyline will always be more detailed, in depth, and intense. Some of you are looking at relationships with somebody from the past that are coming to an end. This might be moving on from circle of friends. This might be moving on from family members. It might be moving on from relationships. Somebody that there is a loyalty where it has run out. And I see that you, where you are right now, you're cutting away from the past. I see that this might involve you no longer seeing somebody as higher up than you, overpowering for you. It does feel ungrounded. I do feel like you're starting to see somebody, whoever this was that you were connected to, as the level of instability. Now, I'm not saying anybody is perfect. We're not. What I'm saying is this person and how they are trying to stick to a story and their reaction to the changes that are going on in their environment and the loyalty that was between the parties in this. I do feel like this is more than one person that might be connecting in this. I do feel like it is a few people. It might actually be a large group of people for some of you. It was great until it wasn't, and now I feel like some of you have outgrown entire circles, and I see that you're not seeing yourself as a point of insecurity or a point of seeing somebody higher up. I'm seeing you as equaling the playing ground, seeing everybody as a potential student in this lesson of life, and pulling away from it. It's like these aha moments, these moments of clarity of, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, which it does happen. And it's not about everything. This can be about something very specific. But I do feel like it is person-oriented. You know, I feel like this is mostly going to be about relationships if you're catching this. So I do see you're cutting away this past identity, and I do see that you are letting somebody go. Somebody who's been sitting on your nerves for a very long time. And I see that in cutting this to the quick, I see that it's going to allow you to emotionally detach, which I feel actually might be bringing around a sense of numbness. It's like that hum, the ringing in the ears, and this feeling of not having an extreme and emotional reaction, but a sense of, okay, here we are. It's almost like, and I can't even say it, I cannot compare it to shell shock. That is such a slap in the face for people who have had it. This is a point of, it does feel like trauma. There is trauma in this. Whatever the degree is, there is trauma. Because I think that it was so part of your identity for so long. Now that you've decided that this is something you've outgrown, because you actually have outgrown it, and you've let it go, now there's a space, and oh my God, this was so much of what I was, not who I am or where I'm going. Who am I with this? Pyramids. All right. We have the Queen of Wands. Let's see. Fire energy. You actually might be a fire energy. You might be dealing with a fire energy. And I also see that this is emotional detaching, but it's also running this fear of that emotional detachment is leading to what I'm feeling in this specific reading, blind spots, which would make you in a way vulnerable for either a personal or a character or integrity attack. But I see that there's nothing that anybody can say or do to actually condemn your actual reputation or integrity or who you are. It's all fear-based, and it's all shallow threats to, I guess, try and manipulate you, keep you in some sort of lockdown in your life. You've done so much work to overcome these fears, and there's still a lot of work ahead, but I see that you're hitting the grind on it. You're not backing down now. This is about personal perseverance for you. And this is an 8. This is, it does feel like, well, it can obviously be infinite potential, infinite work, infinite leveling up for you, but it feels so grounded, and I feel such a point of abundance with this, with materialistic output. And I do feel like this is going to be something that really shows the groundwork that you've done on this. This feels really good. This is about you and the hard work that you did on your breakthroughs. I get it, no man is an island, no man or woman, you get what I'm saying. But this is talking about how you are so incredibly strong and amazing to don't see it as standing alone, but standing in your pillar of power. I really love this for you. So what do you need to be mindful of aside from the potential manipulation tactics or the potential people who are maybe thinking about trying to tarnish your either reputation or integrity? First off, it's not going to work, but if this gets under your skin, what do you need to be mindful of? Okay. All right, if this triggers an insecurity, what do you need to be mindful of? This person has no boundaries, and it's going to be seen as reclusive energy. No response is the best response. Don't feed into it. I know that that's probably going to be like pulling teeth for you, but don't do it. This is just a tactic to get you under a thumb. You're ready to move on in life, and there are people who are not ready to lose what you provided, whether it was resuscitation of their ego, which I was saying that yesterday, and I absolutely love it. Some people will do the work and have this false sense of inferiority complex so that you will hype them up and resuscitate that ego. And then you say it so often that it becomes a PowerPoint. And that's what I'm seeing here. You're not there to be that resuscitation for somebody else. That's a power play. And it's to actually see how attached you are. Don't feed into it. Understand it for the power play that it is. I don't care if this is job related and trying to have a financial fear over you, or the replaceable thing, or if this is involving a family dynamic, whether it's a hierarchy in your family, toxicity. I mean, those have been really apparent recently, haven't they? And then some of you, this will be somebody that you just can't shake off, but it's now time. So these are their final little outbursts. Understand it for what it is, and don't feed into it like you would have in the past. It's holding on when you're trying to cut away. All right, so now I'm being pulled to Wisdom of the Oracle. So what does this want to tell you? I don't feel like we're on the future aspect of it yet. When you're feeling overwhelmed in this, I want you to talk to your loved ones who have crossed over. I want you to talk to your support system here. And also have your throwdown with God, Spirit, Allah. I don't care what you call the energy. It's all, it's a rose by any other name smelling just as sweet. All right, so whatever your connection is going towards, that is your support. Understand that this is absolutely a divine connection, and it is meant to build you up, not because you need your ego inflated, but because you need to start seeing yourself clearly. And I do feel like this is what it is, and it does feel different than the manipulative energy or energies in your life. This has a sense of no guilt, but expansion. So the Hermit keeps popping out. All right, so this, I'm not sure why this ended up at the end of the table, but this is popping up again. So no response, awakening, ascension, your Merkaba awakening, that is, you know, coming out of the dark night of the soul. But it's also a pause, reflection, knowing when to speak, which I feel like you are going to learn to not speak as a response or a reaction towards whatever that old energy is. But it also can be Virgonian time and placement. It could also be Virgonian energy. So Sun, Moon, Rise, Venus. This could be an attribute of you or somebody who's taking on these characteristics. And also going back to the time framing, Virgo is the end of August going into September. So I want to say it's the 23rd, 24th of August going to the 23rd 24th of September. Yeah, because my son's a Libra. Okay, so keep that in the backdrop of your mind, those notes. And then we have poised. Why am I seeing that in reverse? Okay, because you're needing to be reminded that you're here right now. Nothing has, your fears have not happened. Your fears are lying to you. Things are changing. Be in the moment, be present. This is a very time-sensitive matter, and you wanting to close off and self-coddle like you did in the past is not going to work this time. Spirit is not going to let you just shut down with this. It's going to push you to the edge so that you can see things as they really are, and you can look back and be like, I do not want to be part of this chaos. I know that you're a good person. I do. Why do bad things happen to good people? It's not meant to happen to you. It sucks what gets you to your point of strength. It sucks what makes you have to grow stronger. Why is it all this strength training? Why can't it be peaceful? Listen, this is meant to clear your path towards easiness. But also what I'm seeing here is this is going to be used at some other point in the future when people around you are facing some sort of regeneration, some sort of rebirth, and they are freaking out because, well, that's what happens in these things sometimes, but you handle it differently. I love that about you. Can you please understand that your reaction and how you have grown, changed all of this, how you have morphed through time and what your response and reactions have been? Not everybody has that. Your mindset and the desire for something more, the desire that this has to change and has to, well, this part has to come to an end. There has to be more in life. Not everybody has that mindset. And for those who are freaking out, who need that special little oomph, I see that you're the translator for it. So you are going to see an easier path. Your patience is going to be made beautifully. You are an incredible problem solver. Sit back and watch this unfold and be an active participant in this life. You are going through a regeneration. Please see this as clearing your path. There is divine order in order right here, even with all of this upheaval, even with the knowing that something is coming, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Understand that is your spirit's anticipation of the chaos that is putting everything into order, and it's divinely purposed, and it is beautiful. And this is not happening to you. This is for you. It is the buildup so that you can be set free of the conditioning or the attachments. The longer you hang on to something for dear life, the more that it hurts you. Allow things to flow. Trust me, I have been the worst student with that one for years. It took a lot of breaking out of that, or a lot of breaking the attachment of whatever it was in life to actually get to a point of, okay, I surrender, whatever. And it doesn't take away from intensity or the initial pain, but the way that you change and go through it and the way that you cope with it, the healing time, all of that changes. Right now, you're at the point of having something be ready. This is a time to go. So make sure that you understand that, first off, you are more prepared than you think. There is no hesitation that you can cling on to, and that whether or not you like it, your life is going to happen for you. And it is going to take you to unknown places that you didn't know were possible, that were to the highest points of beauty, experience, love, existence, all of that. But in that same breath, I need you to understand that you don't need to block those images out of fear. You don't have to wait for the other shoe to drop, and you don't have to do this all by yourself. You are a co-creator with spirit, and you need to allow for the co-creation. So that being said, you're breaking so many cycles. You're on a higher level of ascension. You are seeing things through different eyes, and I'm seeing that you have a hawk's eye view of this. You need to understand how more self-aware you actually are and how aware you are of everything. It is not delusional. You're not arrogant. You've done the work behind it. You can at least own this aspect of yourself. So your new life is about to take off, and it is going to be beautiful. Final card, Spirit. Following this advice, what do you have to look forward to on the other side of this? The Magician. I love it. What else, Spirit? You are a master manifester, not manipulator, manifester. You can create magic out of nothing. And if you heard that knock, I have no idea what it was, but I'm going to take it as validation because I can. And I want to. All right, you. Come on, final cards. If you have questions about booking a session, go ahead and DM me. Find me on the social platforms. You're ready to move on from the past. You are so ready. I know that the anticipation is nerve-wracking. You're going to have the relief, I promise you. Balance is going to be restored. And you can set your sights out. I see that you're glimpsing back at the past. Don't get stuck there. You're looking at the past and what you're leaving behind. And this, it's not something that you can protect yourself from. You have a rebirth that is going on. And the Star card, which you don't get unless you've been through the fire, which you have. You're going to have new unconventional beliefs, and I see new unconventional relationships. And final card, please. There is changes. I can't leave it like that. I want to say final card, but then I get that. I can't just leave it like that. Durr. Okay, so 10 of Cups is in reverse. Why? Because you're rejecting an old story and that you are gaining an independence that is unattached to everything around you, but is allowing, in the art of allowing this life to happen for you, cut through the BS and be in your truth. There we go. I will leave it there. So, my dearest, I sincerely hope that this finds you well. And if you have questions about booking a session, DM me. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, and just know how greatly you are loved and appreciated. I'm going to put the postcard from Spirit immediately after this. Listen to it. And then, you know, check out the other mini reads if you are pulled to it. But definitely check out the postcard from Spirit that I'm about to put right after this. I'll talk to you soon. Stay safe, have fun. I haven't done one of these in a while, so think of a loved one who has crossed over. Hold them in the forefront of your mind. If you can't think of anybody off the top of your head, this is going to be from your main guide. Just listen with an open heart and an open mind, and we are going to go. Dearest you. Oh, this is good already. Everything is in divine order, even in chaos. There is order, and we are always in awe of this. For you, though, on your human journey, things can get disorganized in your mind and in your physical reality. You need to get rid of the clutter, whether it's too many stories in your mind, too many what-ifs or fearful thoughts of the past or the future. Instead, focus on the now. Empty your mind, clear your house, and throw away any objects that tell you an uncomfortable story. Discern what you have to sort, purge, clear, and organize. We want you to have a space to fill with something better. Spirit loves a vacuum, and as it gives space for brilliant new energy, let go of what is not serving you and give order to what remains. See them and know their value. As your soul needs organization in order to keep your connection to us and Spirit free of distractions, you are adored by so many. We hope you really know that. Love, Spirit. Pause and read if you want. Boop. I don't know if you can. If this is being read in reverse, take a screenshot, flip it and reverse it. Yes, you can. All right. I hope this finds you well. Well, if you're coming across this, this very well may be a spirit message for you. You're focusing too much on the past and what you had then to realize what's going on with you right now. I feel like you're at a much different place. Physically, mentally, I don't feel like you're there yet. So, is this like a cushion so that you won't have to experience some sort of a blow in your life? Why can't you connect to what you have? What's going on with this? Okay. And then we have these bad boys. Something is definitely tainted the energy. I see you rejecting it. I see that you feel stuck, but you're ready to move on from the past. I do feel like this is a dire need to look forward, and it's looking at toxic relationships that keep moving backwards in your life. I don't know if it's romantic or platonic or what form the relationship is, but this is something that was great until it wasn't. And I also feel like you're not going to be held back by this connection anymore. There's a massive change that is going on in your life right now. And I do see that you will probably be shedding some form of identity with a connection in your life, whether or not it's romantic. Again, your individual storyline is always more detailed and in-depth than this, but I do see you shedding an old identity to a relationship so you can move forward completely unblocked. And how do you connect to what you have now outside of it so you can actually appreciate this? That's difficult because you feel stuck. Until you see a clear pathway, it's going to continue to feel stuck. But also, how can you separate yourself from it? Ooh, okay. Regardless of what is, regardless of how you're disconnected to it, it's a point of survival. So I guess it's getting away from what's continuously hurting you so you can actually see what is in front of you and see it accurately. This is going to be a lot of hard work. It is an uphill battle, but I do see that you are ready for this new chapter. And I do see getting away from this old identity, this old point of self, and a person or persons who are involved in it. So breathe, trust the process. You'll get your signs very soon. So if you're coming across this, this may be a spirit message for you. So listen with an open heart and an open mind, and understand that while this is a collective reading and you are drawn to it, your individual storyline will always be more detailed, in-depth, and intense. All right, let's see what Spirit wants to tell you. Don't be afraid of what comes out. Listen, we're not going to give it any more energy. It's way too dependent, and I see that you are breaking away from it. You are cutting away from the past like no other. I see you cutting away from whatever the delusion was. This has been such a long time coming. The thing is, you aren't using the tools anymore. You can't fake yourself anymore in this. You can't hype yourself up in this. I see that you're ready. It's a huge transparency time for you. So, have faith. Look. I see a new start coming, massive changes in your life that's going to give you a newfound sense of faith, and it's also going to give you your power back. We're cutting to the quick on this. You've been stuck at an imbalance for far too long, and I see that it takes a lot of bravery and a lot of I can't do this anymore to step into that kind of voice of truth. There is no going back in your life, and I love it. I love that you have no other choice but to move on. And I see that this is going to restore your faith. You're going to have priorities put into place. So what this is, you're getting away from a lot of manipulated situations. Now, whether it was you or them that manipulated the situation, I do feel like this is, it's cutting away from not only third-party situations, but overwhelming situations, things that weren't growing. You're focusing on yourself right now and getting your desire back. Now, this feels kind of lonesome in itself, but I need you to understand that numbing out from the personal connection in this and going more towards, I guess, the path, the drive in front of you is going to reveal in confidence what your personal connections are going to look like moving forward. It's going to be massively altered, but it's a massive healing time, and you need to get a clear sense of self in this. So I hope that made sense. Why aren't you getting what you want? Because something much bigger is going to make you happy. Love the Sun card. I'm getting a lot of summer energy with this. July, definitely August. August, if you're coming across this, August is going to be a major month for you. You're at a standstill right now, and that's getting on your nerves. Understand that it's building up. You're about to see a huge shift. I feel like the emotional clicking into place is happening now. You're going to see the physical manifestation of this. All right, Spirit, a little bit more on this, please. Why? Why the Hangman? We have 2 major arcana so far. So 66% of this reading so far is a lot of heavy energy, a lot of intense energy. Then we have the King of Cups. I don't see this as manipulative or arrogant energy. I think that it's emotionally mature. Why do you feel like you have to wait for the perfect timing? The perfect timing doesn't exist in the human realm, because when we're waiting on perfect timing, we're waiting on our own perspective. When our higher self, spirit, sees us where we are, see where we're going, and decides where the actual perfect timing is, which can be at the most inconvenient time for you. I'm not kidding. It's like walking up behind you and going, boom, kicking you off whatever this jump is for you and putting you into your divine spot. So what is this going to bring with you? Okay. While I see that things are going to be slowing down, I think that it's more geared towards how willing you are to give into other people's emotional reaction. I do feel like you have to pull back on that and start to hyper-focus on yourself. It's always 1 to 100. Either it's completely nothing and detached, or everything. I don't see a balance here. And I see that this is latching on to some sort of emotional connection from the past. And it's not moving forward with you. So what I'm seeing here is, yep, let's reiterate that. Something a lot bigger that is going to simplify your life is coming in. It's at the precipice of rebirth. There's something that you need to not invest in. This is something that is very possessive and something that is obsessive about you, that you need to shed that old identity and cut through the BS and move towards your freedom. All right, what do you need to know? I'm going to cleanse the deck. All right, still stating, what do you need to know? Feeling like nothing's moving? That's a theme. That is definitely a theme that's going on right now. When the student is taking the test, the teacher is silent. I know how that sounds. What do you need to know? Your impatience is not going to speed anything up. It is going to get majorly intense, and then just something completely probably arbitrary is going to pop off the top, and it's all going to come spilling out in front of you. Listen, it's time for you to read the fine print of what you signed up for. And this is probably going to involve you having to go into meditation. Either that, or you're going to have write down your dreams, because you're getting a lot of answers as to why exactly this is happening. I think that on a conscious level, rightfully, you forgot exactly what you signed up for in this life. And your subconscious, your higher self, and all that are involved in this interweaving web, they know exactly where things are going on an unconscious level. They don't give a crap about the pleasantries. So look, you are well more prepared than you realize. The thing is, stop holding on to the shards that are along the wall with this. It's not serving you. When you let go, just let go. Let go. Let go of the need to control it, because this is what's going to get the things actually in motion. You want to push against this? Great. Not going to work. You want to hold back from this? Great. It's going to drag you. It's a point of seeing it as a journey, an adventure. Sometimes the adventure occurs at night and it's dark and you don't know where everything is going. So you're not naive. I do see that you are taking a grand leap into this, and I do see a light at the end of the tunnel. I do see you cutting through all the BS and just being completely honest. And I do see that actually is ripping off the Band-Aid. Super awesome and cool. I do feel like you have made a choice and that you have this awesome journey in front of you. This might be you relocating to a city or connecting to somebody in a different city. And I also see that this, not only are you going to be able to survive this, you are going to be thriving in this. And this, you're looking at desert. Do you not realize how animals and life has adjusted to thrive out in that desert? You are going to thrive, and you have this whole plethora before you of opportunity.